Are we really happy here with this lonely game we play? Looking for words to say. Searching but not finding understanding anywhere. We're lost in a masquerade. Both afraid to say we're just too far away from being close together from the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We're lost inside this lonely game we play. Thoughts of leaving disappear every time I see your eyes. No matter how hard I try, to understand the reasons that we carry on this way.
Do your dance.
We're lost in a masquerade. The thing that I want to discuss is about Enoch. Some of my family may not know that there were books in the Bible that have been pulled out and separated from the Bible, and those books are called the Apocrypha. And Apocrypha is just means fake. So in the Apocrypha there is a book of Enoch, and the books in the Apocrypha were pulled from the Bible because of whatever high authorities in the Christian religion says that they're fake. Okay, so I want to bring you to Genesis, because Genesis is included in the Bible. And Genesis talks about Enoch. And Enoch, it says that Enoch walked with God. And I am in Genesis chapter 5, verses 22 through 24. It says that, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Which means that Enoch did not experience death, because God took him. So my question is, if Enoch was so righteous that he walked with God and God took him and allowed him to not experience death, then why would an entire book written by Enoch be considered fake? Again, whoever the authorities were that says that the Apocrypha books are fake, who gave them the authority to say that those books are fake? If you're going to allow the section in the part that you say is not fake, if you're going to allow Enoch to remain in that part. How is it that you're saying that a book specifically by him, specifically about him, just one whole book, is fake? It's like refuting itself. It doesn't make sense. If Enoch walked with God and God took him, did not allow him to experience death, then why remove the book of Enoch from the Bible and say that it's fake? That doesn't make sense to me. Again, it's there in your own Bible if you read it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was also Elijah. And this is in 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 11. It talks about Elijah. He was, at this point, he's having a walk with Elisha. And Elijah and Elisha are walking and talking, and a chariot of fire appeared in the sky. And then Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven, meaning that Elijah also did not experience death, because Elijah was pulled up into heaven in a whirlwind, which is very similar to what happened to Enoch in Genesis. So, again, when you think about the what's happening with the two events, that they are being pulled up into the air, into the heavens, I don't want to make anyone nervous, but when you think about those terms, it just makes me think about all these images that we've seen with the movies about the abductions. People are saying that they are being abducted and pulled up into the air and things like that. Even with the description of Ezekiel seeing a wheel in the middle of the wheel. When you think about it, what is it? What was happening in the air or in the sky where people are being pulled up, seeing flashes, chariots of fire? Chariot is just a description of a vehicle that's in the air. Of course, we know that chariots don't fly. Our terminology of chariot, it has wheels. So, if they're seeing something that they have no description for at the time that the verses were written, the best way that they could describe it would be a chariot, because that's their frame of reference. So, again, I just wanted to talk about how the language is twisted, and how there are things written in the Bible that sometimes we don't have an answer for. And when you're in the Christian religion, the way how they respond if you ask a question to an elder in the church and they don't know the answer, they usually say, well, God is not to be questioned, or let Jesus handle that. Okay, well, people do have questions, and we're not saying that we're being I'm searching for a word here, we're not being disrespectful to question, but if we are in a religion and the books are left here for us, I think we should question so that we could fully understand what we're being taught. But if the elders are giving you vague answers, it should be a red flag to you that they don't have the answers. And again, Why just keep putting it all off on Jesus and God, or let them deal with it and don't question? That doesn't make sense to me. If my child reads something, and I'm just going to say, if my child, I'm using an example, if my child reads a book that says, do not touch the fire, and then my child comes to me and say, Mom, why does the book say, do not touch the fire? It would be ludicrous for me to tell my child, don't question that book. Let God handle it. Let Jesus take care of it. That would be ludicrous for me to respond that way. I have to respond and tell my child, do not touch the fire, because the fire can burn you. And then I would go in to the different, the various degrees of being burned, and the complications and that happens to the human body from being burned. Or if I did not know why the book says do not touch the fire, then I have to be honest to my child and say, I don't know. Let's go research it and find out together. And so that is how we develop a stronger bond with our children, by going through these experiences together and learning together. That's the best route, to be honest, to give your children the truth. And if you don't know, you learn together. It's nothing wrong with learning together. Again, that creates a very stronger bond between the parent and the child. It lets your child know that you love them enough to go and search for the answer, to give them accurate information. And that's what I wanted to share with my family. So again, it's so much. There's not enough time and resources to just pull it all together. You have to do the research for yourself. Of course, I do like to share what I learn. I don't share everything that I learn. It is just not enough time in the day. But if my family asks me questions, friends ask me questions, I do the same, like how I respond with my children. I tell them what I know, and if I don't know, I am honest enough to say, I do not know. Let's go look here or look there and search the information. For my family members that are still really, really into religion, I would advise you to get a Strong's Concordance. But again, I wouldn't trust someone that doesn't be honest with me when I ask a question. If they're vague with their answers and appear to be avoiding me, then I in return would avoid that person or that system or that institute that's not giving me honesty. If you don't have honesty, how can you trust what they're giving you? So again, everything, at the end of the day, everything is an illusion. And I'm going to end it here. I know I've talked for a while, quite a while. I am going to end it here. And I just want to say that I love you. I want you to be proactive and think for yourself, and not just always be so willing to accept any answer that anyone give you. So have a good day.